Yay! I am here with another goddess chat with a couple of goddesses this time, which is totally exciting. I am joined by the most amazing Kerry Dell, who I'm going to have to read because there's a list. She is a natural health practitioner, a master health coach, and a wellness activator. And I love that last one, the wellness activator, because wellness is what we all want to achieve. And Kerry can definitely activate it. I can vouch for it, but also so can Kadon Captain, who's with us today as well. You might recognize Kadon because she has also been a guest on the Goddess Chats before because of the most amazing work she does with children and families with ADHD and neurodiversity and all of that. So check that one out if you have any of that kind of stuff going on in your family. But anyway, let's get into wellness, because we hear this word wellness. And I don't know about you ladies, and especially you, Kerry, because this is your area of expertise. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a coach, and I'm all about body, mind, spirit. I know how good we are supposed to feel because I feel good pretty much most of the time. I see a lot of people who don't feel good, whether it's a lethargy or a sore shoulder or, just something that's irritating them, or like an ongoing illness, or just an irritation, or their tummy just doesn't feel right, or mood swings and poor mood. And I don't think people know where to start, because I'll just tell a quick story. I went to the GP this morning with my daughter, and they literally don't tell you anything. You have to tell the GP what's the matter and then tell them what you need, which blows my mind, because when we Google things, it's so dangerous. So, Kerry, as the most amazing, powerful master coach you are and wellness activator, tell us how you work.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for putting this together as well. It's always beautiful to collaborate with such amazing women. So I really do work a lot getting to the root cause of the symptoms. I find that if you know what your root cause is and you treat the root cause, the symptoms disappear. And your body comes into balance and your body heals itself. Our bodies are amazing, absolutely amazing. We are meant to heal. We heal every day. But you're 100% correct. I think people have forgotten how wellness feels. And so when people, really have this brain fog or have the sore tummy, they get into a situation where they just live with it, and they think that that's normal. So I'm here to say, please, it's not normal. The brain fog is not normal. The increase in the weight is not normal. The slowing down of your metabolism when you reach your menopause age is not normal. We don't need to actually adhere to those. We need to tune in to what is not functioning correct in our body, focus on that, get to the root cause, and then put your body back into balance. And honestly, I work with frequency and nutrition. So it really is a whole bunch of equipment that I've got, different tools that I use to measure the frequency, which is the energy of every cell in your body. So I look at musculoskeletal, digestive and immune system, hormones, heart and brain. And if there's any imbalances in any of those cells or organs or tissues, then I look at the biochemistry of it, I look at the pathopathology of it, and I look for pathogens. And pathogens can be in the form of any type of toxins, from heavy metals to parasites. So anything could be disturbing or blocking your pathways to health and wellness. And so once you know what that is and you clear them out the way, oh my goodness, you feel amazing. You feel amazing. So your sleep is better, your energy is better. And that's what I am passionate about creating for everybody out there, to feel well.
Do you know what I love? I love the fact that you quashed myths straight away. You do not need to put on weight during menopause. We're told so much stuff. We have so much stimulus that out there where we've got so many stories in our head about how it should be. Or we gain weight as we get older. We lose muscle mass. And there is some scientific truth to some of it. Our muscles, if we don't work them, of course they're going to decrease. But, as a fitness instructor, I know that you don't have an excuse about your body until you're at least in your 70s. At least in your 70s. Only then should it be slowing down. Doesn't mean you need to be in pain. Doesn't mean you need to be overwhelmed and you can't exercise. It just means that your body might start to slow down a little bit, but you've got no excuse up until you're in your 70s. And even then, I know you do the magical work with people, Kerry. And I'm going to come to Kadon in a second, but what I'm going to say is I have seen Kerry work and I know her results, but I wanted an extra person here just to back that up. But it's like Kerry is a psychic witch, but she's not. She actually uses scientific machines, but it feels like she's doing some like clairvoyant stuff because she knows things about you like that you didn't even think was relevant. Oh, you know, I had to say to somebody not so long ago, oh, you had glandular fever when you were 16. This is like a 50-year-old man, you know, or you hurt your back, you hurt your L2 to L3 when you were in your 20s. That must, and she can see our body is a treasure map. And we just have to find the clues, don't we?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. I want to just go back to your comment about your 70s, you know, and 80s. So I want to reassure you that as long as we're alive, we have this opportunity to heal our bodies. And 2 weeks ago, I had an 80-year-old woman come and see me, and she was full of pain, and she's been in pain for 10 years, and she does have fibromyalgia and all sorts of things going wrong with her. And the doctor had said to her, I cannot prescribe any more pain medication. You're just going to have to live with the pain. And she came to me and she said, I can't live with the pain. I can't live with the pain. So I went through, did my tests on her, and she eventually bought one of my little frequency machines, which she's been sitting on every day and sending the frequency into her body to do the healing. Do you know that from day one, as an 80-year-old, her pain disappeared? Wow. Her pain disappeared. And now it's 2 weeks later, and she phoned me yesterday. She says, I'm not calling it a magic machine. I did call it a magic machine to start with, but it's not a magic machine. She says, it's a miracle machine. This is a miracle. This is like a miracle in my life that I'm 80 years old and I don't have to experience pain. And so I want to reiterate what you said. If we can start in our 40s and 50s, we're going to have the longevity that we all know that is possible because we've got so many other things that are enhancing our lifestyle. We should be living longer and living a better quality of life. So that's what we need to aim for, is actually reducing our age, reducing our metabolic age, and actually putting additional years onto ourselves and not waiting until we're 70, 80 and then taking action.
Yeah, I agree, Kerry, because I heard a terrible statistic a little while ago that, you know, if you're born now, say in the States, I think your average age of living is 77. Look, I might have got the numbers slightly wrong, but your average age of health is 63. That's 14 years of living in bad health. And it's very similar in the UK, just the numbers are slightly different. And I was like, this is supposed to be like the cultures which are really far ahead and have good medical things, but your health is still a lot lower expectancy than your life. And that to me terrifies me because I know you both ladies and I know lots of people. I want to go dancing to my grave, literally. I want to stay healthy and then fall off the earth. I don't want to go sick, and then die. Do you know what I mean? I want to be like one of those naughty old ladies who are doing the can-can. Anyway.
Well, back in our ancestors' years, if you think about it, they carried on, went to bed one night and passed over.
Yeah.
They weren't in pain for years and years and years, you know, and that's exactly it. That's my intention. I want to go sleep and I want to pass over.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to be hooked up to machinery. I don't want any of that. I want to enjoy my life right to the very end.
I love it. And so obviously, Kerry, I know the work you do is magical, but Kadon, you have been a fine specimen for Kerry, a fine specimen. And I'd love for you just to share a little bit about your story. You know, why did you go and see Kerry in the first place and what did you do?
Okay, so I met Kerry for the first time at one of your Empower coffee meetup groups. And I just chatted for a little bit, got to know her a little bit and a little bit about what she does. But then Joe and I have known each other. We've known each other for a lot of years. And in all those years, I have been one of her clients, PT clients and others. But, you know, it was like hard work. I imagine Joe will always say, Ken was one of my toughest clients. I was very hard to get moving. But anyway, I was at a gathering and I saw Joe and her partner there and saying, oh, and he told me about Kerry and his immediate experience with Kerry. about how he was having things going on with his body, and how in 9 days with her guidance, like boom, something that had been not healed for most of his life was healed after 9 days. I was like, that's crazy. So I decided, and it's a little bit vain, but I went there because I was like, everyone, I'm like at my age of 53, I was like, right, I'm over it. I'm over losing weight because it's not hard for me to lose weight, but I could never get rid of the middle. Like, that menopause belly that everyone talks about, that middle. And I was like, it just didn't make sense. I could look really thin in every part of my body except for the middle. Like, my middle was like a size 12, but the rest of me was like a size 8. But anyway, so I went to see Kerry because I was like, right, I'm coming to you. I'm actually really healthy. I'm actually fine, but this. And she says, okay, well, let's see if it's something going on down there. It could be this. It could be in your ovaries. It could be in your liver. It could be in your intestines, all these things. I was like, okay, it's whatever, we'll see. Cause I was skeptical, as everyone would be, because if she had this really cool machine, I'm like, how is it going to tell her anything? I'm literally just holding onto something and putting some headphones on. And what is it? But as you're sitting there, it like you can't believe what it's actually doing. It's scanning like every cell and organ and part of my body. And it's coming up on a screen. Like the science part of it is there, whether you're skeptical or not, but you there and you're watching it. And then she asked me, goes, oh, have you ever had this? I'm like, I don't think so. And she goes, well, it says to me that this virus is very active in you right now. And wow, that is why you're tired. And I was like, that's not why I'm tired. I'm tired because of my job. I'm tired because of my passionate job. Like I put out lots of energy into it. So no, I'm tired because of that. And I'm tired in the afternoon because of it. I'm tired at night because of it. Yeah, because I just put out so much energy. That's what it is. And she's like, okay. And anyway, and then all the other thing that Kerry's gonna not let me forget is that I came in with like a giant bag, like huge shopping bag of all my supplements, like all of them for this, that, and the other. And they were all high quality, high end supplements, but it was like magnesium, this, and just collagen and all these other things, and my special coffee stuff for my mushrooms and blah, blah, blah. And okay, so just so you know that I don't take any of that stuff anymore. Anyway, so Kerry recommends that I have to take, does the scan and says, right, this, and this, and tells me exactly where it is, asking about my lower back, ask me about, told me that I have this active virus. And I was like, I'm really surprised. I don't think so. Cause I don't, I'm thinking I'm pretty well for my age. And anyway, so I said, all right. So I agreed to do her recommendation, which is one of her cleanses, which is called the 28-day deep cellular renewal. And I was like, okay, it was tough. It was, pretty raw, but if you go, you get all the support to get through it. That's the other thing. So anyway, I started doing it. And the night before I was like, I'm not doing this. And because I was like so resistant, but I'm not kidding you. I called Kerry or messaged Kerry and was like, okay, I don't know what it is. And on our first group coaching call, which was like a week later, I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. I said, but I think it's because she called it a deep cellular renewal, that literally there was something happening from my head to my toes. Like I could feel it under my skin, Joe. I could feel it under my skin. And within 4 or 5 days, I couldn't believe it. I hadn't slept through the night for I can't tell you how many years. I would always wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so many women in my age bracket always wake up at 2 in the morning. And people are like, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of menopause. I'm like, okay. Well, within 4 or 5 days, I was sleeping through the night. I haven't had good sleep for years. And I was actually sleeping through the night. Within 5 to 7 days, I was like, okay, so this is weird. I'm not tired. I don't understand. I'm literally not tired. I'm not tired in the afternoon. I'm not tired at night. My partner said, wow, you had chronic fatigue every night. And I thought it was just because of my job. I would be tired after I ate. But literally within a week and within 10 days, it was different. I had more brain fog went. I wasn't tired. The not being tired and the better sleep. And then now, like I've lost the weight and I've lost heaps of centimeters around my middle. Actually, I lost an even amount of centimeters from my head to my toe. So that's the thing, is that this machine, Kerry's guidance, all of that tells you where the core of the problem is, tells you the root of the problem. Because, when you go to the doctor, like one of the reasons I went to Kerry too is because I had high cholesterol. when you go to the doctor, they look at your blood test and go, you got this, but they're actually just poking around in the dark. And the only measure of finding out what it is them going, it could be this, and measuring you by the blood test that they think. Where Kerry is like, she's not thinking anything. She's knowing. She's knowing what it is. Like the machine, her understanding of the data that's coming through while you're getting scanned. And when it's finished, she's looking deeper 2 or 3 levels. Even if it says green, she's like, okay, but this is there. She's looking further in to find out what is causing whatever it is that's bothering you. And honestly, Joe, you know me, like, I can't do hard things sometimes when it comes to this, but I am so addicted. I did the 28 days and I lost weight straight away, but losing the weight ended up being like the icing on the cake. It stopped being my goal. My goal was like, I'm addicted to feeling good. And now 4 months later, nearly 5 months, I've done the 28 days. I took a few months off where I just kind of ate cleanly, more consciously. And then I did another 28 days. I think all up between in the 4 months, I think I lost almost 12 kgs. Between 10 and 12. And now just being off, I've gained a couple kgs back. I've had some really big weekends, but my new normal is like not tired. And the other really good benefit is like you can now, this connection with the spiritual is now, and the consciousness is now when I eat something, I can see the impact of it. So on the weekend, I was away for the weekend. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I had a little bit extra sweet stuff and I haven't been eating that much sugar. And honestly, I had the tiniest piece of cheesecake. And I was like, oh, I just feel like having a nap. Now, I would never have recognized that connection with my food. I would have affiliated with my life.
Yeah.
But the connection now that I have with my body because of it, like, and of course, there are challenges in it, but you get the support every week, group coaching call with your WhatsApp. You get asked all the questions. And Kerry knows my first meeting was supposed to be an hour and a half. And it was probably like 2.5, because I asked a billion questions. Because I was like, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'll tell you what, now it's sustainable. The guidance she gives you is the education that you're going to have with you for life.
Yeah. And don't you find it's like, it is addictive to feel good. It's addictive to clear out your system. It's okay to have a bad weekend every now and again, because if you're doing clean eating most of the time and clean living most of the time, then the odd weekend for your soul, or you just to do things, it's okay. But it's that connection is so incredible. And we said this right at the beginning, that's what people are losing or have lost, isn't it, over time? And when you look at the supermarkets, I went back to the UK earlier this year and I was horrified at the supermarkets, like horrified, like literally everything. And I'd already been a client of Kerry's before that, or at least my partner had, and I'd supported him. So I'd done the 9-day liver cleanse and I was doing a 12-week renewal with him. But I was very aware, and I just looked at all of the sugar laden things. Everything was sugar. And I mean everything. I actually found it really difficult. I mean, apart from fruit and vegetables, but I found it very difficult to find a snack that wasn't full of sugar. And I was actually, and then you think about how we are marketed, like everything is pushed on us. If you watch anything, if you see billboards, it's all crap. It's fast food, it's sugar laden stuff. It's things that are actually really detrimental to our health.
And addictive.
So addictive. And once you break those addictions, and Kerry, I just think the work you do is so remarkable. Like, as Kadon mentioned about my partner, he'd had an issue with his liver most of his life. His mother doesn't drink at all. I'll tell her, she might have the occasional glass of wine, like once a year or something. But she's got a fatty liver. That's just how she is. It's not from alcohol. It's not from that. And my partner, he has issues with his liver. And he'd been told to do this and this, and he's been for tests and nothing's really helped. And 9 days, 9-day liver cleanse. You could not believe the results, could you, Kerry?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It really was. Because his body responded, because we knew exactly what his body needed. So that is the key is you focusing on you, because everybody is actually different. Everybody has moved through different things, and your journey to get to where you are has been different to the next person's journey. So there's going to be difference. So even though we might do very similar food cleanses, detoxes, you know, so there are groups of people doing it, your response to it is going to be different to the next person, but there's a reason why things are happening in your life. And it's so true about the sugar taking over, and it is being addictive. I mean, they've proven it in laboratory tests that if they give a rat a choice between cocaine and sugar, the rat goes for the sugar. It's that much more addictive. So sugar is hugely addictive. And I truly believe it's in everything to numb us down. Because the minute your body is clean and clear, you are so in tune to your intuition. You are so in tune to your own guidance. You just flow in life. You vibrate at a higher frequency. You get attracted to more things in your life. It's like your world opens up to you when you get the toxins out of your body. So it's to actually know what those toxins are, get them out of your system. And once you can remove them out of your body, there's the world. The world's, you know, it's really open to you.
Yeah.
So
And
one of the things that I learned from, sorry, Joe, one of the things I learned through this whole process with Kerry is in the first meeting, she's like, so what we're trying to do is we're targeting those things that we don't want. So the best way to do those things is like, yes, traditional medicine, you know, Western medicine, pharmaceuticals, they want to target it by giving you something to kill it or to try to get rid of it. But the way that the natural kind of way that Kerry does it with her information is to say, right, we're actually just going to starve them. We're going to starve those parasites and viruses and bacteria that aren't good for you. And we're going to feed the other bits that are really good and build that up. And so that idea in your head about starving something instead of just killing it off, it just means that your whole body is ridding itself of it, where it's not like, oh, you're just taking a pill to get rid of your headache. You're actually just cleaning it all. I wanted to mention too with my results was that yes, I lost heaps of weight, and yes, I lost all my inches, and yes, I had, you know, no better sleep and no more chronic fatigue and all that. But you know what? I also went to get my blood test done, because you know I can, and I wanted to know what my cholesterol, my bloods were like, especially my sugar, the HB1AC or whatever it is, Kerry, and that tells you if you're pre-diabetic or something like that, I think, or if that's where your sugar is. Now, everyone wanted to tell me, everyone being my partner and his nutritionist friend, male, and other people were like, oh no, there's too much sugar. You're having too much sugar. There's too much sugar in all that natural fruit. I was eating nothing processed, but you can't have that much, you know, sugar from that fruit. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then of course I went to get that test done, and my cholesterol level at its highest point last year was 8 point something. When I finished the cleanse, it was 4.1. Okay. So that's like well below. And my HB, whatever the pre-diabetic one is like, was at a 1. And so that just proved to everyone else, it's like, no, because everyone wants to tell you. Now, I did keto for a lot of years, and I was eating keto-friendly food. And when I looked at my blood test, and keto works for my partner, his cholesterol went right down when he went on keto. My cholesterol over the last 5 years, when I was doing it, it slowly creeped up till it got really bad. So this is to tell you that even though Kerry, what Kerry just said about, even though you have a group of people doing the same cleanse or using the same menus, whatever, those things aren't just a general fit. They're a specific fit for those people with those specific things. Meaning, like, why didn't Kerry tell me to do the 9-day first before the 12 or 28, whatever? No, because the specific things for me were going to be targeted by this particular program. And so I think people sometimes have questioned that, like, well, how come we're all in there? Well, because when she looks at everyone's profile, it's like, well, this is going to target that. This is going to target that. So I mean, honestly, Kerry knows how much I believe in her. And like, I have like sent like at least a dozen women and men to her going, okay, so, okay, I see anyone on the street. I think, oh my gosh, yes. I even told a woman in Australia who looked like she was a little bit about it. That's how addictive it is. And I feel so good that I just can't stop. I don't like feeling tired.
No. And you know, when you talked earlier, Kadon, about, you know, and sometimes it was hard, you know, because it is changing a lifestyle. You know, when we did the 9-day liver cleanse, I found it quite grueling. We had to eat a lot of Brussels sprouts. We had to drink horrible, disgusting, cold spinach soup. No matter how much Kerry says it's nice, I didn't like it. But I did it. And at the end of the 9 days, and I'm not even the one who had the problem. I may have, I haven't been tested, but I felt phenomenal. I was buzzing. And I did lose probably a couple of kgs. I probably lost a little bit of inflammation, but I was just on top of the world. And then we went
Yeah.
and did a 12-week renewal, and we've brought a lot of that stuff into our everyday life now. So, you know, we drink our celery juice, we have our alka-jays, we have our red smoothies, we eat salads all the time, we eat lots more vegetables. I already had quite a healthy lifestyle anyway, but my partner didn't really eat many vegetables or salads. Now he eats them all the time. And and he feels great too. And when we don't eat it, we feel rotten. But what I suppose the message I'm trying to get to people who are listening is, it's a little bit like when you put a frog in boiling water. If you put a frog in boiling water, it would jump out. If you got really sick today and all of a sudden you went from being really active to being really tired, you would go and do something about it. But instead, you have probably, like the frog who's been put in cold water, left on a really low heat, and as the water boils, the frog just stays in it. It doesn't have the sense to jump out. And I think that's what a lot of people's health journey is like. Things have just crept in over time, and they don't even know that that's not how they're supposed to feel. Us three girls, I want you to all listen from us, these three beautiful goddesses here. You are supposed to be full of vitality. You are supposed to be full of wellness. You are supposed to feel freaking good. If you don't, there's a problem. You have an issue. And I'm just going to say it. Most doctors will not help you. Most of the medical profession will not help you because they're not programmed. They're not trained to do this stuff. The machine that Kerry's has feels like, as I said, it feels like witchcraft sometimes, but it's not. It's science. It's absolute science. And then I love the way you brought the spirituality into it, because spirituality is my thing, but I love it when spirituality is also backed up by science. You know, so with body, mind, spirit, you do this scientific machine, which you're just holding on to, reading all your cells. But as you say, it brings out this intuition. You are now in the creator of your life. You are in the driver's seat. You can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, who doesn't want that for a little bit of hard work? Choose your hard, because you know what? It's hard feeling tired every day. It's hard having brain fog. It's hard being fat. I'm just going to say it's hard. It puts a lot of pressure on your joints. 1 kg of fat is not 1 kg on your joints. It's about 10 kgs on every joint. So it's hard. Choose your hard. Choose your hard. And you can feel so good. And it's addictive. More addictive than sugar.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I was also recently back in South Africa, and for one night, I shared a bed with my sister. Now, my sister and I haven't shared a bed, I don't think, in our whole life. Anyway, she looked at me, she goes, in the morning, she goes, you go to bed, you put the cover on you, you get up in the morning, it's like you don't even have to make the bed. Like you haven't rolled around in the bed. She says, you're the best person to sleep with. You don't mess up the bed at all. I'm going, because I sleep deeply. And because I sleep deeply, I jump out of bed in the morning and I've got my energy for my day.
Other thing. Amazing. Like not being tired in the morning. Like when you wake up, you're like awake. And you know, Kerry, that whole business that you were talking about earlier about the whole menopause and the brain fog, and Joe said it too, about how, you know, that's how it is because you're in menopause. That's how it is because you're getting older. Do you know what? I said, it's not how it is. That's how society and how the pharmaceuticals want to say, no, that's normal. That's normal to, you know, gain that weight in the middle. Nope, you can't do anything about it. That's just what it is. You know, even my partner, his doctor's like, oh, sorry, you're going to have to go on statins for that. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. What do you mean there's nothing you can do about it? You can definitely heal your body with food. You know, and I just think that, yes, you do one-on-one and then you do the small groups, Kerry, but honestly, the power that I have gained, the clarity I've gained from just knowing, like, oh, just making clearer decisions.
Yeah.
Not with the
It's empowering, isn't it? It's truly empowering.
So empowering and
And
addictive.
that's truly my mission, is to teach people how to heal themselves. Because you can heal, and it's just a matter of tapping in to what do you need to do to heal yourself, because this absolutely miracle of a body that we're in can heal itself. If it's in balance, it can heal itself.
I agree. And if I can just give the listeners one thing as well, right? I have always been a chocoholic. I like a glass of wine. I like to eat cake. Not all at the same time, but occasionally. But and I was the person who thought I could never give up sugar. I thought, I was that person. I could never give up sugar. All I'm saying is don't ever say always and never, because it doesn't exist. And actually, when I was telling people about the elimination, how we had to eliminate things in the 9-day liver cleanse, you have to eliminate a lot of stuff. It's for 9 days. And people going, oh, I can't do that. I said, no, let's change the terminology. You can do it. You just don't want to, because that's actually more empowering. If you actually say, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. You're making a very empowered decision, but know that empowered decision has a knock-on effect to your life, that it could be a make or break to wellness. But don't say you can't do something. We are so capable of so very much. We so underestimate ourselves. We come from a place of disempowerment. I have run an ultra marathon. I'm not a runner. If I can run 100,000 kilometers, no, not 100,000, just 100. I really bumped myself up there, didn't I? If I can run 100 kilometers in a day, then I'm sure as hell you can give up sugar or something for 9 days or a month, or do a 12-week program, because don't put yourself down, everybody, because you can do it. You so can. You just might need a bit of support, and you just might need to know how to do it, but you can do it.
And the best part is that when I was doing it, I was so surprised what I could do. I was so surprised that it wasn't as hard. And I was surprised, like, you were talking about your chocoholic. Well, I had my coffee every morning, but little my mushrooms adaptogens, and I had to have it. And I could not believe that I'm not eating chocolate, and I have had no caffeine, like by choice, like in a coffee or anything, green tea, no caffeine since I started this now 5 months ago, this journey. Like, I can't believe that. I've not gone back to any of the white wines or rosés or anything like that. Every once in a while, special occasion, yeah. But on the regular, I drink cleanly, like gin or tequila. It's like I didn't give it up entirely. But I can't tell you, like, and Kerry knows, and Joe, I go on and on and on about the amazing, like, if you never do anything with the information Kerry gives you, if you go and see her and you get that information and you think, well, if that's what's causing my hip pain, why don't I just try it? Maybe it doesn't work, but it 100% will work. But if you do it, I mean, I sent someone to her and I said, look, my friend can't afford to do this, can't afford it, but that's fine. I said, I need her to go to you just to get the information, because medical science was not giving her the information, though she had the symptoms. They were like, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. And she's like, it is. It's my mom has it, but no. So I'm really hoping that my other good friend that has gone to see Kerry recently, she's going to change the trajectory of her life. Like, it's going to be amazing for her. I mean, it's been amazing for all the women and the men that I've sent to see Kerry. So yeah, I just so happy that I could get on this call with you girls and just be like, kind of like your infomercial girl going, yes, but I'm the actual real deal. Like, I'm the real deal. Like, I really did it, and I cannot believe it.
I love it. No, you've been amazing, and I'm really proud of you, and I know you're really proud of yourself, and so you should be. And Kerry, I just want to ask, because there's obviously people out there going, this sounds incredible, but we are all based in New Zealand, even though we've all got funny accents and not one of us is from New Zealand. We are actually all based in New Zealand, just so you know. But people can actually do this machine by sending you a bit of hair, can't they? And you can still do
it's got even better than that.
Oh, go on, tell me.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, because Kerry, tell her why I'm going to tell you. you can tell them, and I'm gonna back this, okay?
Go
Here,
on
you
then.
tell them what else you can do, and then I'm
Shut
gonna
up,
back
Kadon. Let Kerry talk.
it.
So I was doing it with hair samples so that it was DNA, but this technology and this frequency equipment has got even better. And we can do it with photographs.
No way. That is insane. And I bet you know somebody who sent their photograph and they've had it done, haven't you, Kadon?
Me,
Oh, you.
I did it. Okay, so because I'm addicted to the scans, and so I was like, I need to know how far I've moved, how much I'm doing. And then she said, oh, well, and I wanted my sister to do it. I wanted my friend in Australia to do it, my friend in Gisborne. And she's like, I can do it photographs. I was like, oh, I don't know, Kerry. I said,
That sounds dodgy.
I said, it's already a bit out there, the machine, when you're sitting there, but yet you want me to like tell someone to do it like with the photograph? That's insane. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to pay for one. I'm going to have to do it so that I can know. You could not believe that what she showed me on the screen from my previous to the current, when she did it for my third scan, it was the same. You knew it was me. The results were different because they'd improved. But if I had not done it, I would be like, yeah, I don't know. I would be skeptical, but yeah, I know someone, it was me, because I had to see it for myself. And I know it sounds like you might have paid me to do this, but no, I was so addicted. I needed to know. And before I could refer people on that way, I needed to do it myself because they're going to believe me because I have had such good results, And so, yes, Kerry, I made Kerry do and she was like, oh God, this girl just won't go away.
I love it. I love it. But I honestly, myself, I get blown away. Are you serious? Is this what this equipment can do? Like, why are not more people doing it? And by the way, I am training people to do it. So I'm really looking for more people to do this. But you can honestly, I get people sending me their photographs on WhatsApp, and I print it out, plug it into the machine with their details, and it gives them to a T. And honestly, people across the world, I'm going, what happened to your right elbow? And what happened to your left knee? And what happened to this? And they're going, no way, that was an old rugby injury of mine. And this was all. And they're going, how did you know that? How did you know that? And it is on a photograph. It's incredible. And it's not me, it's the technology. The technology is here. It's out here. It's here. It just tunes into you. It's amazing. Absolutely incredible.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
don't sell yourself short, Kerry. Don't sell yourself short. Yes, it is the technology. Absolutely, 1,000%. But it is also the way that you interpret the information. It is the way that you look at it. It's not just the first topical look. It's going deeper, and I think that is what's key, is you having the experience and the expertise to look at what it is and to share that information, even if it's by a photograph. And if you do a photograph, she does a video so you can have the video, and she goes into all the details and all that. But it was next level incredible when she did it with the photograph.
I back Kadon up on that, Kerry, because anybody can use the machine. I could hook somebody up to the machine, but I wouldn't be able to give them the results because you know what you're looking for and you are so experienced, and also you're very intuitive. But you do read the results, and I've seen you in action. I took my mother-in-law. It was incredible. And I sat there like with my jaw open, and I've already referred loads of people. And I'm like, I'm addicted to. I love it. But do you know why I love it though? Because I love wellness and I love feeling good. I love feeling good, and I love it when I see other people just radiating, because when we feel good on the inside, we look good on the outside. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is as simple as that. You can see when somebody's well because their energy in their body, just like you said, it just shines. It shines out.
Your hair shines, your eyes shine, your smile's bigger, you jump up, you stand straighter. I'm going to leave our listeners with one thing. Just imagine waking up every day feeling good. Imagine waking up without chronic pain, without fatigue, without brain fog. And this is not just menopausal, women. We are of all of that age, of that ilk, but it's everybody. You know, I've sent young teenagers there who have had glandular fever, who have had the, you know, whatever, and they're struggling. And it's for all ages. It's for everyone. And if you want to invest, if you cannot invest in your in being well, how will you ever invest in being sick? If you don't have the time for keeping your wellness up to date, you won't have time for being sick. And the way the world is, unfortunately, there's a lot of products out there which can make us sick. But we can make ourselves well. So I love the work you're doing, Kerry. Thank you, Kadon, for being an absolute cheerleader, but for well done for. And I love the fact, you know, I honor you as well. And I honor you in saying actually the weight loss was the icing on the cake, because you went with the weight issue, but actually all the other things outshone the weight, but the weight still feels freaking good when you've lost it. So, you know, it's a whole thing. So thank you for being a shining star and being a star pupil. And thank you, Kerry. Thank you for everything you're doing, because you are a shining goddess.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, both of you. I love you both so much. Mwah. Thank you.
Mwah.